Very good for this sport. Callum Walsh defends Dana White's boxing takeover. Dana White's entry into the world of boxing has ignited a storm of debate. To some, it is the dawn of a new era where big fights finally get made, cards are loaded top to bottom, and fans are treated with the kind of spectacle that UFC has thrived on for decades. To others, it is a dangerous overreach, a potential corporate chokehold that could dismantle what little structure boxing already clings to. Caught in the center of this firestorm is Callum Walsh, the undefeated Irish prodigy whose star has been rising ever since the UFC boss decided to place his faith in him. Just 24 years old, Walsh now finds himself not only co-main eventing one of the biggest fight cards of the year alongside Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, but also standing as a frontline defender of White's ambitious new project, Zuffa Boxing. Walsh has lived the Dana White experience up close. Years before Zuffa Boxing was even announced, White had already singled him out as a talent worth pushing. Walsh's fights aired on UFC Fight Pass, his name began circulating in both boxing and MMA circles, and he quickly became the kind of fighter you couldn't talk about without mentioning White's backing. For Walsh, that loyalty isn't transactional, it's personal. I like Dana. Me and Dana have a great relationship. Dana has done so much for my career. He's done so much for my life in general. I'll always be loyal to him, Walsh said while preparing for his clash against Fernando Vargas Jr. People talk online, but I know the type of person he is. I think him being involved in boxing is very good for the sport. It's going to do more good than bad. The heart of the controversy lies not in Dana White's personality, but in the very structure of boxing itself. Unlike the UFC, which consolidates rankings, titles, and matchmaking under one promotional roof, boxing has long existed as a fractured ecosystem of sanctioning bodies, alphabet belts, and promotional disputes. It is a world notorious for its politics, where the best rarely fight the best until years too late. With Zuffa Boxing, White is promising to change all that by creating its own rankings, its own titles, and running under UFC-style business operations. Zuffa could cut through decades of bureaucracy. Fans might finally get consistent big cards, stacked from the first bell to the main event. Fighters could receive the kind of branding and exposure UFC athletes are accustomed to. Of course, the other side of that coin is just as sharp. Critics worry about fighters losing autonomy, about the sport falling under a monopoly, about the erosion of protections brought in through the Muhammad Ali Act and the Professional Boxing Safety Act. The whispers in boxing gyms and boardrooms suggest that while the spectacle might improve, fighter pay and long-term rights might not. Walsh doesn't see it that way. His faith comes not from theory, but from experience. Dana does a lot behind the scenes people don't see. He genuinely cares. He has always supported me, always pushed me forward. With him in boxing, we're going to see stacked cards like never before. Even the prelims on this card are good. That's the UFC mentality. As much as Walsh defends White, he also embraces the spotlight it brings. On Saturday night, when he steps into the ring against Vargas Jr., it won't just be another fight. It will be a test of whether he can live up to the expectations that come with being Dana White's chosen star. Some fighters crumble under that kind of pressure. Walsh insists he won't. I'm not feeling the pressure. My job is to go out there and win. Whether there's one person watching or a million people, the goal is the same. Get my hand raised, get the knockout, and then I'll take it all in after. Walsh dreams of becoming White's go-to guy, the fighter who steps up to any challenge in the 154 or 160-pound divisions, the man Zuffa Boxing can rely on whenever a big name needs an opponent. It's the kind of role that would make him not just a star, but a standard-bearer for this new era of the sport. Whether the world of boxing is ready for Dana White is still up for debate. Whether Walsh is ready to rise alongside him is a question that will be answered in the ring. But one thing is clear. This young Irish fighter believes the future belongs to those who aren't afraid to shake up tradition. This is just the beginning, Walsh said. I'm trying to be the best in the world, and I want to prove it by fighting anybody, anywhere. That's what Dana's bringing to boxing, and I'm proud to be a part of it. On fight night, as Canelo and Crawford headline in what could be one of the defining clashes of the decade, Callum Walsh will step into the co-man spotlight. The weight of expectation, the presence of Dana White, and the eyes of the boxing world will all be on him. Win or lose, he has already become the face of a new chapter, one where UFC's no-nonsense approach collides with boxing's chaotic tradition. And for Walsh, there is no question at all. This is very good for the sport. Thanks for watching Fights, your front row seat to every knockout, comeback, and breaking UFC moment. Like, share, and subscribe to never miss the next big fight.